Hello, my dear friends. Today we are going to have a very interesting planning session. Let me turn off the music because it should be very serious. And let's join to our Google meeting and meet our manager Dmitry. Hello, Dmitry. How are you?
Hi, Valery. I'm fine. I'm glad to see you again.
Glad to see you again. So it's have to be a very serious planning session because Dmitry can fire me in any moment. So you guys have to be very serious here. And I remember you that you can ask questions via our chat. You can ask us about any tickets you want to be included into our stream. I'm sorry, not stream, but sprint, or describe to you somehow. So don't be shy, don't hesitate yourself. Just put your thoughts in our chats. Yeah.
And I would like to remind you that we currently are working on the stable release 2023.1 that we expect approximately by the end of March. So now is the second sprint of this period of development, and we are going to begin our planning.
Yeah. So let's start.
Okay, let me share the screen and we can start. So here our backlog. As we see, our sprint is ready for filling out by the tasks. And the first task, I would like to ask you, Valery, what about Mutex?
Yeah, but the task which not supposed to be completed.
I hope you finished it.
I only hope it's the rest. Yeah, so Mutex, I fought with Mutexes, I guess, for a week, and I need a couple of days to, it's 2 days, estimate to finish them. So I need to write, I guess, not all tests, but some of the tests, because we would have an code freeze by the end of the February, and then we are going to write only documentation and tests, and I guess that the rest of the test for this log provider for the PHP would be written in the March. So 2 days is to finish the implementation and to to write brief tests. Yeah. So let's include it in our sprint.
Okay, maybe. I would like to suggest you to create another task just for documentation and test only, because if we talk about
we have these tasks. We have a feature tracking ticket in our 2023 milestone. So yeah, we have all of this added to this tracking ticket. Okay, I mean, it's some small tasks which we don't want to raise the ticket.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Good. Well, so the next our blocker, as we
I said so. Basically, guys, this ticket is about our internals. So we are moving. For the RoadRunner test, we have a real Amazon account. So we test everything on real hardware, and we have to move from the previous Amazon account to our dedicated specifically to our team Amazon account. So this is called R&D Amazon account, and this is kind of thing you will never see in our GitHub, but it's our internal thing. And so I said to Alexander, is our lead head of engineering, that we are going to move our R&D account to from the current one to the R&D by the end of the March.
We will not need to our efforts here.
No.
Only DevOps is work.
Only DevOps, and DevOps have to give me credentials to to populate and run our testing environment variables, and just to check it.
Perfect.
Like in one day. Not one day, I guess 2 hours.
Okay, and
Mhm.
also we have a couple of feature quests in the list. Let's discuss each
Yeah.
of them, or if you want, we can select the most important from the list and discuss it.
Yeah. 439 add OpenTelemetry to the jobs. So I guess it was started already, and it was started by our nice and awesome community. And I mean, gRPC and temporal plugins already have OpenTelemetry support, and OpenTelemetry plugin itself has support of gRPC and temporal. The rest is jobs, and this is quite important ticket because telemetry and logging telemetry and this kind of information is always important for us, our users, to know what's happening inside this driver. And this is kind of important, and we delayed a few times this ticket on the other milestones, as you may see in GitHub sees all everything.
Should we finish
Yeah.
it?
I have to finish it only for jobs, because jobs it's kind of complicated. It's not so easy to add OpenTelemetry as for the gRPC or temporal. So for the jobs, it's kind of easy.
Okay. And what?
I guess let's estimate it as 2 days. This is lectures for 20 minutes in and out. Let's try to estimate it 2 days, because it's only needed to update some interfaces, I guess, to get spawns, and that's it, I guess. Yeah.
Okay.
Bye JSON is I guess PHP is not ready, and our PHP team, I guess, is not ready to fire this ticket, and I propose it to exclude it entirely from this milestone. I guess we will include it in 2024, because it's a big breaking change for our communication between a worker and a RoadRunner. And I mean, not in 2024. It's in next year.
Well,
yeah, because we can't just change it easily, because you have to update all communication protocols between RoadRunner and PHP worker to use protobuf instead of JSON. And I guess our guys is quite busy at the moment, so they won't support this feature in 2 weeks that we have to by the end of the February. And thus we have to be bound with JSON for the rest of the year. And and we have to move it to the next year.
Okay, let's discuss it later.
Yeah, I guess it's one. We have 2 important features. First, where is it? Streaming. I don't see it.
We have one own ticket in Jira, streaming request part.
Yeah. I guess it's not the one I saw in GitHub. Or just links to it. Yeah. This is the correct one. Yeah, we are going to add it also to this milestone, because PHP already have an response streaming support, and we only need to tune RoadRunner to support it. So
we have such long discussion in this.
Yeah, this is one of the very, very old tickets from the beginning of let's say from the origins of RoadRunner.
Nice.
From the origins.
Okay, let's finish it. And how many times do you want to?
So I previously did. I previously already
estimated.
No, I thought that I previously did this ticket, but I realized that I then changed everything related to the communication part, and I have to realize everything. Let's say it in this way. So I guess it's 4 days.
4?
4 days, yeah.
Okay.
And the funny thing is that we have to follow these deadlines because it's like a public deadlines. It's like a public government, you know. You can't fold here. You have to follow the deadlines. So this I think 4 days would be enough. Yeah. And guys, you know, we did everything related to this ticket. We are going to update. We're going to create on the streams, you know. So you'll see. Yeah.
Okay, Valery, what
Yeah. Let's add HOR tickets, log entries and MQP plugins to this milestone. This 449 and 450. These two, and they are pretty small. I guess no more than a day, but they are pretty important because we have to have 1 day per ticket, because so we have to have an timestamps in correct way by the RoadRunner, because I realized that you can push a job from the one time zone and have one timestamp, but then it gets to the broker or driver and outputs from this driver with another time zone, which is located, for example, in somewhere in America, on USA, and you'll have a very big difference between start and end of this job. For example, you might have 3 days, but actually it was a few seconds, and we have to update all our log entries to use UTC time zone. And allow passing MTQ name. Regarding to the specifications of the IMQP, or especially RabbitMQ, we can pass an empty queue name if user specified it's to be empty. We just passing it to the RabbitMQ server, and the RabbitMQ server creates for us some kind of UUID queue name. But we will not overwrite the empty queues with default, because it's not according to the specifications, and this ticket is about this feature. So it's kind of, so it can be treated as a break change, but actually it's kind of improvement, I guess. But still, yeah, we have to, it's 1 day only. I guess it's 1 hour, and yeah, in write the tests. But let's, since it's public, let's do it in 1 day. Okay, so how much time we have?
Guess no more than 1 week, but we can check 2 weeks. Okay, no.
We have 2 weeks, yeah?
2 weeks, so we need to...
And we have to remember that I'm going to vacation by the end of the February on 1 week.
I forgot. Sorry. In which day?
20th of February.
20.
So it's the last week of February.
Okay, so and your vacation will be on 1 or 2 weeks?
Only 1 week.
Okay. So maybe we should add something for your last week.
Yeah. Add ability. Yeah. Let's see. Add ability to set MQP behavior. Yeah. Let's add 448. Ability to set MQP behavior management params. So basically it's about specifying an consumer ID, because this was a question to set MQP consumer name, so it's not possible at the moment, but it's just one configuration value. So at the moment RoadRunner uses UUID as consumer name, because it's now never exposed to some external system. It's never like used in a client's code or a user's code, and those I realize that there is no need to expose it to the user. But as far as I see in this ticket, so some of the users use it to like in their systems. So we have to expose it to the configuration. So it's only one configuration entry with consumer name ID. So it's 1 day, no more.
1 hour, and we are thinking about.
Since we are public here. Okay. Velox with private configuration is going to be our March tickets. Change log formats. I guess change log formats. So this ticket is from Pavel, our super mega developer from Spiral Framework, and this ticket is like briefly about having a custom logs format. So at the moment, you have inside the RoadRunner, you have like kind of predefined logs, like you have an severity error service which like push this log, so log itself, and that's it, and timestamp at the beginning of the log. But this ticket proposes to have a custom log format, so it's not kind of very easy to implement. And since we don't have a time for our like breaking change milestone 2023, I guess
it's breaking change.
It's not breaking change at all. So user have the possibility still to use like a previous format or like some formatted logger, but it's not for the 2023.1, and I don't see like very big activity in this ticket, so only 2 likes, and so I don't think this is kind of important. So we are going to move this to 2023.2. I'm sorry, not 2023.2, just into the backlog. So when we see an interest to this ticket from our users, so we will definitely implement it. Yeah, so syntax validation.
What about these?
Yeah, stats D. We can't do stats D, unfortunately. Could you please show this ticket, the first one? Yeah, this is about. Yeah, this is kind of painful, sort of like set of the tickets about stats D and about metrics. This is a great community member CV65KR who contributed to the OpenTelemetry log to OpenTelemetry in our RoadRunner repository, and he proposed to have some custom format, Datadog format, but this format is supported actually by statsd. The actual problem is that temporal uses a different version of this driver, and Uber don't want to accept a request provided by this user. And we are kind of in Stiglitz situation where we can't move forward because every particular step is blocked on this ticket. We can't just fork this repository because we should then fork temporal, the whole temporal, and we just can't do this without Uber to accept the pull request provided by this user. So
okay, if you don't remind of
we can just remove it, because so we can put it into backlog when they accept and changes. We definitely return to this ticket and implement it.
for temporal.
Yeah.
Okay, what is about
option for the limit? We can move it to 2023.2 definitely. So this is, I implemented it for the MQP, SQS, and I guess in memory we can check it in the ticket.
Mhm.
but we just have no space in this, in this
Let's check. Let's check.
in this print. Yeah. Yeah, we overkill 2 weeks and 1 day. Yeah. So let's check. Yeah, let's check other like backlog. Health check for the jobs plugin. Yeah, we can move this to the 2023.2. Let's just focus on something that can break user experience or like contains any breaking change. QA ability to see memory statistic is fine. Well access documentation. Yeah.
What about this bug? We already discussed it.
Yeah, like multiple times. So we can move it to 2023.2 because so we just don't have a space in this sprint to finish it.
Okay.
So yeah, so I would be very glad to like resolve it, but unfortunately there's no space.
I saw other feature requests. Let's
yeah, QA ability to see memory statistics. Yeah, it's also going to be in 2023.2. This ticket is about, so we have our in-memory driver. I mean, like for the Kiwi and for the jobs called in-memory, and specifically for the driver, we don't have any kind of statistic about the memory. So since it sits in memory, we don't have a statistic how much space it costs in memory. This is not very easy as like might be realized by the users. So just to measure like do some pointer stuff and so on. So we can't measure this data structure because it's very distributed across the memory. If you know the heap algorithm, so it's like distributed over the memory, and we just can't collect everything related to this data structure. We have to get this statistic, we have to marshal it into some kind of wired case, like a file or something like which we can measure, then get how much space costs this file on the file system, and then delete this file. Like you can imagine this if it would be like few gigabytes. And we have to find a way how to do this without marshalling everything to the file system. This is not very easy, as might be shown in the first glance,
Can you give the estimation now, or we need to investigate?
So we have to investigate a little, like spend a day to investigate it, but it would be, I guess, still it would be in the... Yeah, we can put it in this sprint just to investigate and having more information about this.
Let's just give mark them as an investigation and
yeah, sure. So guys, I remember you, if you have a ticket and you want to prioritize something, don't be shy, put it into comments, and we are going to discuss it.
Do we have any messages in our chat?
No.
Or our Discord? No? Still no?
Still no.
We need more advertisements and announcements.
Yeah. Why I don't have an... So this is kind of interesting. Give me a second. So yeah, I see them. Yeah, now I see them. So it's kind of interesting behavior of my window manager that I don't see like windows from the So when my window is full screen, so I can't grab with OBS any other windows, and it's just like blank windows without any content inside them. So it's like very interesting behavior.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Okay, so looks like we were done.
Okay, let's see. Adaptive scaling of the workers. Yeah, we also have this ticket about adaptive scaling. So this is also not a breaking change. This ticket is particularly about having the behavior similar to the PHP FPM. So you might have, for example, some workloads where you can adjust the workers dynamically, and it would be like you might have one worker when run starts, and when you're increasing any pressure on RoadRunner, RoadRunner allocates workers up to the limit you specified in the configuration. For example, you can specify a limit of 10 workers, and you can allocate up to 10 workers starting from 1. So more pressure, more workers. Less pressure, less workers. This is kind of similar to the, to some kind of Kubernetes. And I guess this is very suitable for the small servers or small development where they can just replace this particular feature of Kubernetes with the RoadRunner. But actually in production, I still think that the static number of the workers is a good feature and should be scaled by the external system, like a supervisor, like a Kubernetes, but yeah. So since it's related only to the some kind of small development team, and I still don't see any significant activity in this ticket, let's put it to 2023.2, and yeah.
Is it quite big task or no? Yeah.
This is a really big task because we have to, first of all, we have to determine the statistics or metrics according to which metrics we have to scale this our adaptive pool. For example, we can choose an latency, but this is related only to the HTTP plugin, so we don't have a latency inside the RoadRunner. We can have as a statistic timings between where you can get worker and put it back. So if a timer would be 10 seconds, we can scale worker to lower all these timers per every worker, and or we can use a queue size, for example. So there are a lot of kind of statistic you can choose. For example, if you choose a queue size, users should specify a queue size. For example, if queue size is more than 100, queue size means queue size of the request. We have to add workers, but we also how we can add, because we can't get a feedback immediately. So when we add worker, we have to wait some time to get enough statistic to decide that okay, we still need to add another one worker. So this latency between feedback and adding workers can be quite big. It's can be not 1 second. If you have timeout of 10 seconds, it should be 1 minute, and the scaling of the 1 minute would be very, might not suit your needs. So it can be quite useless, I guess. And this is because, so I'm thinking about external systems like Kubernetes. Kubernetes has particular statistic about your load. You have a latency, you have job statistics and so on, and you can decide very quickly. So you don't have any resources, you have immediate feedback, and you can allocate a new pod, and a new pod will be available immediately, and the load will be reduced immediately. And you'll have this action feedback timers very short, and you can keep your application very smooth, you know. And in the case of the RoadRunner, I'm still not sure that we should implement this feature. I don't want to like bloat RoadRunner with a lot of like features, with useless features, which will affect other users. For example, this feature will definitely affect other user who uses HTTP. For example, without any without any need to adaptive scaling. You know, because we'll inject more code, we'll inject more checks. Even if we use the different pools, we will at the end we would have a very like big code base which we have to support for 1 or 2 users. You know, it's very like difficult decision to implement this, and that because I need a very like particular reasons to implement this, and I need very good feedback from our users in this ticket. Why do we need them? Why do we need that feature?
I know one. The sponsorship.
The sponsorship. Yeah.
Yeah. Thank you. Thank you very much.
Okay, so let me check the chat. Okay. Nothing on Twitch and nothing on YouTube. And might be something in nothing in Discord. So okay, guys. Since no questions raised in our chats, no thoughts about the tickets, this would be like recurrent meetings, and we are going to have these meetings every month, so every 4 weeks, and you still have the ability to ask your questions on the next sprint, 27 and 28, 29, 30, whatever you want. And we will be glad to answer any questions or prioritize your tickets, or like discuss it with you live on stream here.
And from my side, we definitely will let you know about the next planning session, and give more. We'll give more announcement in Discord and in our maybe Telegram channel. So thank you.
Okay, thank you very much, Dmitry, and have a good day. And guys, bye bye.
Bye. See you.